Ford Focus 2012 through 2018. While you're pulling the parts out up here to get to the transmission, you may have run into an issue where your bolts are rusted on your battery tray. I want to give tips and advice. By no means are these rusted and rounded off or anything, but I've run into that a number of times and thought I would share what I've done to get them out. Alright, so if you're lucky, what I've run in a couple times before is that the bolts are rusted down a size. Like, these are 10 millimeter, but I've been able to fit a 9 millimeter on them before, and it still provides enough of a bite to pull the bolt out. So you can try a 9 millimeter socket. Another thing that you can try that I haven't actually tried before is one of these, I think, called Gator Bites. This is a different brand, but you may be able to get that on there. Just kind of push down and wiggle, and you'll feel it grab. And then you'll be able to get a socket on it, push down, and then ratchet it off while you're pushing, trying to maintain a bite. If that doesn't work for you, you can still use this, but try to mutilate the head of the bolt a little bit. Just try to get part of it kind of jammed out a little bit, deform it. And what you're trying to do there is provide a biting surface for this socket here. If this bolt is mutilated out a little bit and not round like a circle, then this will have something to bite onto, and that's another thing you can try. Last but not least, what I've had to do a lot of times in the past is I have an air hammer. If you don't have one, I'll give you tips and advice after this as well. But with a pointed bit air hammer, I just air hammer into the side of the bolt right here until there's a notch formed in it, and then I rotate the air hammer like this and air hammer counterclockwise. And with the notch in there, that's going to provide a recess for the air hammer bit to remain in there. So once again, pretend I've got an air hammer in my hand, just kind of straight at it here, air hammer a notch into it, tap it a couple times, the throttle trigger on the air hammer, and then once you have a notch in there, point the air hammer this way, and then use the notch to rotate the bolt counterclockwise. And then you can get your Gator Bite or your 10 millimeter socket on the bolt once it's broke loose and pull it the rest of the way out. You can use that process on this as well. Now, if you don't have an air hammer, you can do the same thing using a pointed bit punch and a hammer. Just punch a notch into the bolt and then try to punch it counterclockwise. Now, this bolt in the back here that's recessed down in here, you're a little more limited on what you can do. You can try the 9 millimeter trick, you can try the Gator Bite socket trick, but as far as getting a air hammer or something down in there, you may not be able to. Make sure you get these two off here, and if this is the only one left, what I've done in the past is get a long pry bar, the longest one you have, go under here. With these two bolts out, there's going to be play in the battery tray. You'll be able to get a pry bar under here as far as you can. Be mindful there is a harness underneath here, I'll show you in a minute. And pry up and crack the plastic around here. And then you'll be able to pull the battery tray out, and part of the battery tray will remain down in here. Then you can extract the bolt easier and pull the rest of the fragments of battery tray out. I haven't had a problem reusing the battery tray with two bolts held down. Obviously, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Dorman makes a battery tray for the Focus. That's an option, or you can get an OEM battery tray if you just want to have all three holding it down. And obviously you'll need new bolts if the heads are rounded off on yours, so you can take yours out, bring it to the hardware store, and match your bolts up with another pair of bolts at the store. Sorry for the noise. This is about as much play as you'll have with the two front bolts out, so you can stick a pry bar in there and pull it out if you have to. But here's what I'm talking about with the harness here. If you're using a pry bar, the end of the pry bar that kind of goes down like that, try to get that upward, or just be mindful if you want to get it down, kind of pull up like that and just don't smash the wires. And obviously that's where the last battery tray bolt is, that's recessed down in, and here's one and here's the other. Guys, I sure do hope this video helps. I've got a lot more videos on Focus transmissions and automotive videos for your Ford, so please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to. Have yourselves a great day. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.